What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, on his show, basically responded and made a bit of a veiled threat to former NFL running back Tiki Barber. Because Tiki Barber defended the New York Giants organization, who's been under fire for discriminating against black head coaching candidates, which was spearheaded by disgruntled Brian Flores. Now, we may never know the true details of what goes on in the coaching hires, but Tiki Barber played for the organization. He's dealt with people in that organization. And I would take the word of a Tiki Barber over the word of a Stephen A. Smith who gets on TV and does nothing but go after black men, but then claims that he's standing up for black men. And that's where my problem is with Stephen A. Smith. Ever since he got that contract, he's acting as if he can just say whatever as long as he's on the right side of the political aisle. And it's not supposed to be checked, because Tiki Barber actually responded to his threat. We're going to get into these articles here. As you can see from the title, Stephen A. Smith threatens Tiki Barber over Giants feud. I know about you. But Tiki Barber responded to Stephen A. Smith. And we're going to get into that. So make sure you like this video and share it. All right. Now, according to the article, it says Stephen A. Smith ended Monday's episode of First Take with a warning for Tiki Barber over comments the former Giant made in response to Brian Flores' discrimination lawsuit against the team and the NFL. Chill out, watch yourself, and know who you're talking about, Smith said in the final moments of the ESPN show. On Friday, Barber condemns Smith's response to Flores' allegation of discrimination in hiring practice. The former Dolphins coach claimed his interview was a sham to fulfill the NFL's Rooney Rule diversity requirements. In addition, the lawsuit alleged that the Giants chose to hire Brian Daboll as their next head coach 3 days before interviewing Flores. Tiki Barber took the liberty of sounding off about me February 2nd, talking about how I call the New York Giants, how can I call New York Giants discriminants, and how I don't know anybody there. First of all, I don't recall calling the Giants discriminants. I brought to the attention that you got a guy like team owner John Mara on the NFL's diversity committee, and this man has never hired a black coach in the history of the franchise. One of only 6 franchises to do it, Smith said. Now, I will say this, though. You can't be on the diversity committee and not have hired at least one black coach. But I will tell you why that doesn't bother me. The New York Giants, for the most part, have had a black general manager, Jerry Reese, who was very successful. And to me, the general manager role is just as important, or if not more important, than the head coach, because the general manager has to hire the coach, make sure that he's paying the coach, make sure that he's bringing in the talent, doing the evaluation of free agents, as well as college potential draft picks. General managers are in charge of trades. They are in charge of managing the players' salaries, signing players, letting players go. Jerry Reese, who was a black general manager there for a while, helped them win Super Bowls. He had a very important role in that organization. He didn't hire a black coach. So, and I know it ain't just him, it's the ownership as well. But I don't think the Giants organization is inherently against black men. I think that you have people like Stephen A. Smith who's pushing these narratives because it's a comfortable narrative to push. Now, I understand where Stephen A is coming from about not having a black head coach, but you want to hire the best coach available. Now, I will say this about the Giants. They have hired some terrible head coaches. Ever since Tom Coughlin, they haven't really been able to find anybody with his type of consistency who's been able to consistently win. They have not been able to do that. They're hiring coordinator after coordinator. It hasn't worked, right? So I can see, okay, he's on the diversity committee. Diversity is more than just hiring a black head coach. It's about getting more black men in the front office, maybe more coaching, just the ins and outs of the NFL in general, right? I just think it's unfair to paint an entire organization a certain way just because of the optics. Because one person is claiming something when other people aren't necessarily claiming that. The ESPN host noted that he also had a problem with the hiring process of former head coach Joe Judge. Tiki, you don't know who the hell I know. I've been a journalist for almost 30 years. I know a few people within the Giants organization, Smith said before making the matter a bit more personal. I know a lot of stuff about you. I know a lot of stuff about you, my brother, that I would never say because I have the decency not to say those things. Okay, so why would you bring it up? If you have info or dirt on Tiki Barber, then go ahead and say it then. Or don't make that particular claim at all, Stephen A. You didn't even have to say that, but you got in your feelings because Tiki Barber stood up to you. Now, you're willing to defend black men as long as they don't stand up to you. We've seen when NBA players stand up to you and respond, you get in your feelings. But you claim that you're helping black men. You know, you're helping nobody but yourself and the liberal narrative that is in sports media right now. You do what you're told. You don't stand up for yourself when people come at you. They make you bend the knee every chance they get. When it comes to black men, that's the only people you have courage against. Last week, Smith expressed his support and praise for Flores in his class action lawsuit against the NFL and the Giants, among other teams, filed in Manhattan. Soon after, Barber told Brandon Tierney on their WFAN show that he didn't agree with Smith. I can't sit here with conviction like Stephen A. Smith, who doesn't know anybody in the Giants organization and claim that they are discriminatory. There's a discriminatory organization. I would never do that. The only reason I would do that is because I'm trying to make a point. And my point is that Brian Flores is trying to make a point, said Barber, who spent his entire 10-year career with the Giants. The former running back, who's 46, also teared up while defending the Mara family, which co-owns the Giants with Steve Tisch, saying he believes the family is not discriminatory. At the time Flores filed the lawsuit, he was in consideration for an open head coach position with the Texans and Saints. The Texans are on the brink of promoting Lovie Smith to their head coach, while the Saints' job remains vacant. Before we filed the class action, I sent messages to both teams, the Texans and the Saints, letting them know that also I am still very interested in coaching and leading one of those teams, Flores said on ESPN's Get Up last week. Well, I don't think that's going to work out, bro. They've already hired coaches. You're done as a head coach from here on out, Brandon Flores. And Brian Flores. Brian Flores did this to himself. Brian Flores, there are many ways of handling this. Brian. You're claiming that they're discriminatory towards you. And the thing is about Brian Flores, I don't want to make it about this, but I have to. Brian Flores has a mixed family, okay? But he's making it seem like in very quick order that he goes from being a head coach to being fired to looking for jobs. All of a sudden now we have a rampant issue with race in the NFL. Brian, when did we have this rampant issue with race? when it was before you got fired or after you got fired. I'm tired of people playing a race card and making it seem like that is why they're not getting jobs. The Giants are going to hire who they want to hire. Brian Daboll is a better candidate in their eyes than you are. You just got fired from the Dolphins. Brian Daboll has been able to lead successful offenses as a coordinator. He did it. He went to college and did it with Alabama. Then he went back and did with the Bills, and he did it with them. Both of you come from the Patriots organization. And the thing is that this all started from a text message from Bill Belichick to Brian Flores. Bill Belichick, I don't know if he was drinking, but he ended up talking to the wrong Brian. That's where we are. This guy exposed Bill Belichick, brought Bill Belichick into a lawsuit. This whole thing is messy. He's claiming that the Dolphins offered him $100,000 to throw games. I mean, how do you expect any organization to hire you as a coach when you do this? And you have people like Stephen A. Smith who are defending this. Now, I did read something where Stephen A. Smith did not support Brian Flores putting Bill Belichick's text message out there, but it's too late. The damage has been done. And I would be very surprised if Brian Flores ever becomes a head coach again. I know time can heal certain things, but these organizations will never forgive Brian Flores for trying to destroy the NFL by using race. So I don't know what organization is going to trust him, what players are going to trust him. There are players that might support him, but again, teams don't fire you because the players like you. They fire you because you've lost the locker room and you're not doing well as far as pushing that team forward. Now, there were some promising things with Brian Flores, and I understand where Tiki Barber is coming from, because Tiki Barber was a part of the Giants organization. So let's get to this real quick. Tiki Barber, and this is from Mediaite. After Stephen A. Smith closed Monday's First Take ESPN by issuing a warning to Tiki Barber, the former NFL star responded on his New York radio show. "It's not worth my emotional energy to get bent out of shape about something that I have no control over. I have much respect for Stephen A. Smith," Barber said Tuesday morning on his WFAN midday show co-hosted by Brandon Tierney. "If he felt affronted by my conversation that I was having, that was really about him. That wasn't really about him," Barber continued. "It was about how we have used and hijacked racism to make excuses for failing diversity initiatives. Then I apologized to Stephen A. Smith." Why would you apologize to Stephen A. Smith? You lost me on that one, man. That you lost me on that one. Why would you apologize to this moron? He doesn't deserve an apology. Now, I know that you spoke about Stephen A. Smith on your show, and maybe that's why you feel like you have to apologize. But Stephen A. Smith disrespects black men all the time. Does he apologize? No. If he disrespects a Caucasian woman, he's definitely going to apologize. Barber didn't get bent out of shape, but the former NFL star would go on to condemn what he believed was a threat from Stephen A. Smith. "He is the prominent black journalist on a major network, and threatening another black man is not what this country should be about, period," Barber said. Smith griped with Barber stemmed from the retiring running back's defense of the New York Giants organization against allegations of racism. You know, this is, to me, I feel like we are in a day and age where black men take the easy way out. They attack other black men, but they say nothing about the wider conversation. They take the easy route. Stephen A. Smith used to stand for something. He doesn't stand for anything. I mean, he used to stand for some things, right? The guy actually was more conservative, but now he's going full liberal because he's getting that paycheck. And also, he's comfortable going after other black men. That's why people have lost respect for him. But an issue with him and Tiki Barber, I appreciate Tiki Barber for standing up for himself. He should. He should not allow people like Stephen A. Smith to talk down to him, because they're basically in the same industry. They're both in the sports world, so to speak. I just think that Stephen A. thinks too highly of himself. He's a guy that's going to do what his bosses tell him, like he, has said before. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. But let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll see y'all next one.